Going live. Shows us live, and I am looking at YouTube output, and we are live.
All right, we're not shooting it to Rumble too? I like that Rumble, bro.
Not yet,
Not
but
yet.
we
Exactly.
will.
Not yet. So yeah, Dadstorm is back with older men and a updated format. It's gonna be sweet, dude.
Welcome back to Dadstorm, everyone. It has been 2016 was the last stream we did.
That was a long time ago. I hate to admit that as someone who's like aging rebelliously. That was almost 10 years ago. Yeah, I don't want to age. I don't like getting old. But
insane.
Yeah.
Insane. So yeah, welcome back to Dadstorm. Back in 2016, you and I, just to update the audience, because we aren't streaming the Dadstorm channel, we're streaming to my YouTube channel, and then I'll re-upload it to Dadstorm.
Mm-hmm.
And once we get all that situated, we're gonna work the kinks out, because obviously we got some a new format. You know, Big C's new to the StreamYards game. We're gonna
Absolutely
acquaint him to that.
Do you like how I set my green screen background up to look exactly like the background of my basement? That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty sick.
Pretty tech. Composite.
That's unique. Like, I don't see anybody doing that. Like, making their green screen be their basement.
Listen, I'm a pretty unique guy. Okay. But yeah, on the real, I need to set that up. I'm running terribly late, so if the show's terrible, don't blame Scotsman, blame
me. Well, I mean, that's saying it, in true Dadstorm fashion, I'd scheduled a show link at at 9:30 this morning, because we're trying to work out our schedule. So I think the show, I mean, I'd love to start 9 my time, 10 your time.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it at a hot hour. Nice and spicy. Hard out at an hour. So,
giggity.
That way we can get back to what we got to get back to, because being dads and stuff.
Yeah, back to that old people thing. Old people are still busy. I'm not old enough to retire, but old enough to be tired and busy. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, first segment is the catch up. What have you been doing this week?
This week, just I'm a CDL driver, and just freight's been crazy. The way the hours of service work for a truck driver basically means when you stop, you cannot start your day again until a certain amount of hours have passed. So naturally, the first day of the week, my day got extended by about 4 hours, which means the rest of my week I'm starting later than normal. Tuesday, I didn't get home till 2 a.m., which pushed my start time. So my schedule's been crazy, but it's crazy in a good way, in that freight volume's up where I'm at. And so it's like a good money thing. But dude, I was tired.
A little bit of Swiss Miss hot cocoa.
Yeah. It was a long week.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's
no, I mean,
there.
you were hauling hot cocoa.
No, this was for OPSEC purposes, I will say dairy products.
Okay.
Dairy products and chocolate products. So kind of in the realm of hot cocoa, but not we don't pull for Swiss Miss. That stuff's so cheap, I don't think they could afford me. So. But yeah, it's been good. And I'm an instructor too, and kind of took a long couple month break from that, and I'm coming back into the training new people, getting them their thing and all that stuff. So that's been interesting, kind of mixing those two back together. And that's why one of the reasons I'm unprepared. I've been so busy this week. It's the show's on Saturday. I'm like, yeah, Saturday. And then last night I'm like, oh crap, it is Friday night, dude. So yeah, crazy week. I'm sure next one will be more mellow as everything kind of settles. So how you been, man? What you got going on?
Same, dude. Working every single day this week. Got some work I need to do today. Balancing all the different outputs that I have, like between, obviously you got the day job, doing general graphic design stuff. OPSEC purposes, consumer products.
Absolutely.
I just as a personal update too with that, my HR department from our corporate, because we have like a local HR and we have a remote HR, reached out to me.
I'm sure they're both awesome.
With the president of the company, the CEO of the company, the vice chair of the whatever, to recognize my full term of service of 22 years.
That is awesome.
Because the company I work for was a startup, an American startup, and got bought by a huge Chinese international conglomerate holdings company.
Yeah.
And when they bought the company, my start date was then, but I had already put in like 12 years or whatever.
Oh, so this 22 did they retroactively kind of? That is sweet.
Yeah. So I'm getting a gold coin from them, like a big old gold coin for 20 years of service, which is pretty sick.
Yeah,
I like gold.
Awesome. That's like you said. I got a call from like HR and then the corporate HR, and I was like, "What'd you do, dude?" But no, that is a rare HRW right there.
Yeah, rare dub.
The rare HRW. They do happen sometimes. I've never experienced it because I'm kind of a punk ass, but
I replied to it and replied to all and thanked them for this amazing news, and I was very conciliatory and appreciative. And my president, who was part of the original startup, who's now the president of our product vertical, he congratulated me and said he's proud and appreciates the service. And, you know, like it was like an odd, like belly warm moment. You know what I mean? Because typically in corporate nonsense, you deal with who didn't do something or whose job is it to do this thing, who's in charge of this project, you know, why are we behind? It's always all the little problems that are cumulative that make the week suck.
Yeah.
And it was none of that. It was all good.
It's good to get that recognition. Like, let's see if I can. So that right there, I'm not going to bring it up here for OPSEC purposes, but I was really stoked to get that. I won Instructor of the Year for my very large, very corporate company. And that's
that plaque back there in the background.
So as cynical as I try to be about driving and trucking and work in general and all that stuff, getting like a nice little recognition and something like that, it's a belly warm moment, dude. So that's rad. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. Other than that, work's been pretty consistent, pretty good. Yeah. How about games? What kind of games you've been playing lately?
Lately, I haven't really even got to start up a game this week. It's been a get home from work, eat, go to bed.
Oof.
And in relation to my topic that we'll talk about later, eat, pray, then go to bed.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those weeks. But as far as games, I'm looking forward to Battlefield 6 dropped yesterday. So I may pick that up and play a little like tonight. Check it out. But if not, there's always my old man, build a town, build a colony, build a city. One of those old timer games where I don't have to do anything but watch little computer people do stuff.
Right.
Yep. Love those.
Well, for me, Legion Remix dropped the other day.
I was going to ask you about that.
I have one level capped monk that's getting pretty overpowered already.
Oh, you play a monk? Wow.
Yeah.
Trying something new.
Yeah, I figured I'd change it up.
There you go.
Switch it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've only played a monk since I started playing WoW.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, I started playing a rogue, but then I went to monk.
And never, ever, ever looked back. Like, ever.
Except for one time. When the original Legion launched, I re-rolled Demon Hunter.
Oh, you did. That's right.
Because they broke the monk and ruined the class. And I was like, I hate this. They took away all my toys. They made me a dodge tank instead of an absorb tank, and they took away chi, and they gave me, bro. It was so irritating that I switched to Demon Hunter and played the first few patches of the original Legion as a Demon Hunter, and then everybody kind of said, the whole guild, all the raiders were like, we want you on your monk.
Yeah,
I'm like,
get on your monk. The Demon Hunter, come on. There's not enough My Chemical Romance jokes in the world for that.
It was fun though. Demon Hunter is fun.
My name is not important.
I was prepared. Just say that.
You are, dude. You're always prepared, bro.
Yeah. So that's our catch up.
Yeah, business as usual, but business is good. So
what about the fam? How's wife, kids, what's everybody up to?
So daughter is an adult and is grown and is jumping right into adulthood. She's already got a tattoo, and she took a trip to Florida to go visit some fam out there. So she's out by herself, out vacationing as an adult, which is mind-boggling. As far as my rebellious aging. So but she's having a good time, and Milo's just doing school, and he's a sporto, but his sport hasn't started up for the season yet, so he's kind of in a lull, but he's thoroughly enjoying golf. He's getting into golf. So I told him golf is cool. We got a course right here, but we get a season here, so it's probably not very fun to golf while it's snowing. So don't get too attached, bro. So
yeah. Wow. Well, for me, when last we talked, we both had minor children in school and little kids stuff. Well, my boy, as we talked the other day, he's in the Navy.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Yeah, dude. He's about to make E5, which, E1 is brand new. Yeah. E2, you hit E2 like shortly after boot camp ish, and when you're going to school, and then E3 is a little bit longer. And he's just been doing like when we were talking about him joining the Navy, we talked at length about it, and I said, dude, like anytime they ever want to send you to a school to learn something, the answer is always yes.
Oh yeah.
The more you learn, the more valuable you get, the more they'll pay you, the more you make while you're in, and then the more valuable you are in the market when you get out.
Yeah, you got that nice foundation of marketable skills when you get out of that DD 214.
Yeah, so he went in, and his original MOS was IT administration, so systems, setting up systems, configuring stuff, and all that. And
telling
then
the general to try turning it off and back on again, or the admiral, I guess, in this sense. Yeah,
right. And then partway through his first detail, they asked him if he wanted to learn radio, so they sent him to another C school. So there's A school and C school, not SEA, but C school. A school is like a general learn stuff, and C school is specialized, right?
Right.
So he went to one C school to learn system admin, did that, went to his post, which was in the East Coast. And then they asked him if he wanted to learn radio. So they sent him to another C school, and he learned radio. And now that's pretty much what he's doing all the time. And he's attached to an aircraft carrier. I won't say the name, but the aircraft carrier is in pre-commission status. They decommed it like a year and a half ago or something like that, a couple years ago, and they're refurbishing it, adding new weapon systems and updating it. So he's attached to a big ship, city-sized ship that isn't even commissioned yet. So he goes to the ship every day, but the ship is essentially berthed, or not moored, not berthed, but moored.
Yeah, moored.
They took it out and did a little flip around and brought it back in.
A little shakedown.
Yeah, well, they gotta spin it around every now and then, reorient it and stuff. But yeah, so son his birthday was a couple days ago, his 21st birthday. Naval man, 21st birthday. He sent us a picture of some Knob Creek that he purchased.
Good choice.
So apparently, Matt's gonna delve into a little bit of whiskey while he's over there, which son, keep your wits about you.
Yes, sir. But from my point of view, son, good choice. Knob Creek.
Right.
Excellent starting choice.
He knows that, I've always made it a point, as being of Scottish heritage. I have, I do like the Scotch, but I've never taken occasion to be drunk in front of my kids or drink really in front of them too much. They have seen me sip whiskey with my dad on certain occasions, and then casually. But I've always tried to present a sober front to my kids, so they never saw me really drunk, because I didn't want them to ever see me like that. But now they're grown, so model up. So yeah, so that's the update with the son and the daughter. The daughter, she's 19, and she's in college. Super creative. She can draw better than I could at that age. She's in ceramics, and she's won regional awards for scholastic awards for her ceramics work. And yeah, she's excelling in creative stuff, and she's looking for a job too. Girl, you gotta get a job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she's she's in school. Son's in the Navy. Both kids are, not kids anymore.
No, I imagine they're always going to be kids,
Yeah.
So I'm sure my parents still are like, what a child when I talk to them. I don't think that ever ends. So,
honestly, I've said it to my wife. I've said it to other people, but I'm not one of these parents that wants my kids out of the house. Some parents, some kids need to go out and experience the world.
Depends on the child.
But I want my kids with me forever.
Yeah.
I don't mind them.
You're not getting run out when you're 18. Don't worry. But when you're 18, there's some different rules that didn't exist when you weren't. But I'm not blow out your candles and pack your bags. That's not my operation.
Right. Yeah. You're expected to do some stuff for yourself, but I'll never chase you out of my house ever. This is your house too. So I'm a big softy that way, I guess. I actually like my kids. Some parents don't like their kids.
Yeah, but the whole move out at 18, kicked out at 18, that's kind of a uniquely American thing. That's
a boomer idea, though.
That is a very boomer, type of sitch.
And as you know, I have a blended household, a multiracial household.
Absolutely. Not me. We're as wide as the day is long. We think whole wheat bread is spicy over here. So
yeah. I mean, that's not surprising, so yeah. So you got a
pure pumpkin spice.
Oh God.
Pure pumpkin spice right here. I won't hide it. I won't deny it. All manliness leaves my body late August, early September. After the New Year's, we'll be back to the Americano, the espresso, the black coffee. But until then, I listen to the Lumineers.
Well, mine is a roll your own dark blend with a splash of toffee and a little bit of milk.
Okay. That's why she wants a hardcore espresso rig for Christmas this year. Hardcore, like she wants to be like a artisanal barista as a hobby. I said that sounds good because we're coffee people, but we buy it, and if we brew it at the house, it's a K-cup or a Nespresso pod, and so it's coffee-ish, but you're never going to beat fresh beans, fresh grind, fresh brewed. So she wants that.
I got away from.
Happy to give it to her.
I got away from those K-Cups because they're expensive, dude.
Yeah, and they don't taste good.
Well, they're all right, but like a box of them is like $8 or whatever for
when's the last time you bought them, bro?
Okay, so
I would kill someone for an $8 box of K-Cups right now.
Well, let's just say like a 6 count or a 12 count.
Yeah. That's
something
we're
like
Costco
that, right?
People, so we buy the freaking half pallet of it, you know.
But see, there's a lot of waste.
There is.
I know Greenie. I'm not like oh my god, but
I'm not like a hippie, but like pollution's bad. Like
so
it's bad.
You know,
I don't like trash on the ground. It's gross.
If you buy the self-packing pod, right? You can get ground coffee or beans, grind them yourself, scoop and pack, and then snap it into the K-Cup machine and brew a single cup that way. No plastic goes in the trash.
And I bet the coffee tastes better.
Because
you get that.
Plus you can pick what you want.
That slight note of this has been sitting around for a while in a case.
Right.
A slight note of you are in an airport. You know, that vibe. So she wants to get into like full blown super coffee, and I'm like, I'm here for it. Oh,
like
I know,
froth in the milk.
Yeah, all that stuff, and just fresh grind, fresh brewed. And I'm fine with that because I get to be the guinea pig to test the drinks, and that sounds good to me. So
heck yeah.
Thank God she's a fast learner, because there might be a couple L's I'm going to take, but she picks stuff up quick. So,
I mean, coffee's like pizza. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it's bad, it's still pizza.
It's still pretty good.
You know, as long as it doesn't look like motor oil.
Yeah.
Like some 20 weight.
Yeah. No.
You're okay.
And I've, you know, in my long haul truck driver years, I got pretty acquainted with terrible coffee. So I've had truck stop coffee, airport coffee, and so like I don't even when she's learning the craft, it's like this is still better than a Flying J. So
Dale's truck stop and muffler service. We got some coffee on the burner over there.
Yeah.
It's smoking, Dale.
I slaughtered this horse last Tuesday. I'm afraid she's starting to turn.
Oh my God.
I killed him.
Yeah, I've been nursing a cough.
Have you?
So, yeah.
I'm always nursing a cough because the place we live, my allergies go crazy. We've got kind of an open hillside, super open landscape behind us, and it fills with like ragweed and stuff. So like I get some pretty bad allergies sometimes. So I feel you on that. I'm always kind of nursing something nasal or something lungeal.
All right. Well, let's get into some topics here.
Let's do it.
So the first topic I have is Doggate. Hassan Piker. So I don't want to show any clips of him doing what he did.
Show the video, dude.
I don't want to give him any visual reverberation on the ether. But so apparently a couple days ago, I guess this is an ongoing thing with him where he uses his dog like a prop on his stream. He has some platform pad of some sort, not really a dog bed, but like a platform. And his dog is very large dog. I don't remember the breed, but it's kind of an important,
beautiful dog. I will give him that. Good taste in choosing the dog. Big
working dog.
Yeah.
So the kind of dog that needs a task, right? So, hey, what's up, Shifter? He uses his dog as a prop on the stream. The dog is laying on a little platform pad, and he wants it to stay there his entire stream. He's streaming for 4 hours. Doesn't let the dog get up and go to the bathroom, to go potty, you know, whatever. Doesn't let it move. Gets frustrated anytime it makes any noise or shifts itself around or anything like that. And it gets up off the bed, and he turns and looks at it, kind of shouts at it.
Holds it.
And then you see his arm move, and then the dog makes a yerp, like a big old yelp, and then like kind of shivers and lays back down. He uses the command place, which my dog has had some pretty extensive training. Place is it's a command that tells you, point to a location, you say place, and they go and they sit there or stand or lay down in that place, right? So he's using training commands. So he's definitely training his dog as his narrative is. But I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it. I don't like that at all. Because so let's look at the info I've got is it's a mix, but according to ChatGPT, it's Tibetan Mastiff, Saint Bernard, Chow Chow, big dog.
Oh, it's a mix.
Yeah, it's a mix. Big dog, but first thing is I don't like him using it as a prop. If you're training a dog, you're training it for some sort of action or just basic obedience. But if the purpose of the training and zapping the dog is, I guess, the opposite of Katie Porter's thing that came out this week of you're in the frame and you will remain in the frame, the opposite of her little debacle we saw this week. So
right.
Yeah, I think it's trash. I've never liked Hassan. I do believe in freedom of speech. He's allowed to do what he does. My beef with Twitch's inconsistencies and who's allowed to have freedom of speech is a whole different op. But no, I think it's disgusting. I don't like that he's using it as a prop. I don't like that he's using like shot collars. I don't know where I stand completely on something like that, but the dog was in pain, probably confused because he's not even looking at the dog when he does it, just zaps it and stay in the frame like an inverse Katie Porter. So no, I'm against it. And I hope more people realize that, like, even if they agree with his politics, okay, is there another source for this? Because this guy's kind of a piece of crap.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like, e-collars are common training devices, and there's a difference between e-collars and shock collars.
Right.
Shock collar will administer a static pop. Some of them beep a little bit prior to discharging.
Yeah.
To cue the dog.
Beep. Yeah.
There's this many beeps, and then you get shocked. And so, for very large working dogs, sometimes you need a little more than just a harsh command. Understood. Don't like it, but it is what it is. I have an e-collar for my 100-pound Akita, and what the e-collar does is it's a muscle stimulator, similar to an ab pad that you would have. You stick to your ab, and it makes the muscle flex. Yeah. It administers a little bit of a muscle or a electrical impulse that flexes the neck muscle, and it's similar to what another canine is biting on their neck, because dogs communicate by bites to the neck, like, hey, you better listen to me, right? And it's not a pinch, it's not a snap, it's literally just flexes his muscle by electrical impulse to get his attention. At no time does he ever cry out in pain, yelp, be scared, frightened, whatever. That dog is clearly scared of him.
Right.
Obviously, he's off camera, probably pretty aggressive with that dog. The way he refers to it, calls it a baby, calls it like, you're being a baby, you're so spoiled. Like, if you're going to do that to people, thousands upon thousands of people live on your stream, what are you saying to that dog when no one's listening?
Right. And just he's a pretty aggressive, fiery guy with some of his rhetoric. So I don't know how people like that treat animals. I don't care. I've never liked them. That display makes me like him even less. So I'm hoping that people start to kind of think of him a little critically of like, hey, that's on a stream when he has a way, way higher degree of self-awareness.
Right.
So what happens when the camera's off? I'm not accusing him of anything, but it does set a precedent of things you could think about.
Right. Yeah, he's said a lot of heinous stuff. And again, you and I are simpatico on freedom of speech. You can say the most heinous stuff you want.
Yep.
We can all choose to not consume your content, which I don't.
I do. I'm really good at not consuming any of his content. I'm great at it.
Yeah. Well, I'm an animal lover. I'm a dog owner. I revere and love my canine. I've always had a dog in my house.
My tiny little whatever mutt dog I rescued from the freaking train yard. I don't know what he is, but he's awesome.
Rescued?
Yeah, I rescued him.
Let's be honest. He rescued you.
No. I literally pulled him and his brothers out of the damn snow. He didn't rescue me. He drives me nuts, but I love him.
No, you know how people who have rescues, they always go,
yeah. Who rescued
I didn't rescue him. He rescued me.
It was, I don't know. You pulled up to pick the dog up in a RAV4. I don't know how much rescuing you need. That's a freaking 2022. You're doing all right.
That's right.
So, but yeah, no, it's I've never been a Hassan fan. And when that came out and everyone was shocked, I was like, to me, it just seemed that's kind of par for the course. He doesn't seem to have a whole lot of basic human empathy, even though he likes to pose. He does. He has empathy for people he agrees with and no one else. So yeah, that's on a human level. Doesn't shock me that maybe he wouldn't be treating an animal too well either. So,
right. Yeah. It doesn't take too long to unearth some clips of him saying some pretty heinous things about being a dog owner. So, which I have also seen, but I will not share. So,
yeah. So open and shut case. I've never liked him. That remains.
Yes. Nothing has changed.
Him. Yeah. Stop watching him. Like, comment, and subscribe to Dadstorm instead.
That's right.
We're nice to our dogs. My dog has a Costco membership chew toy. I teach him that good. Even my dog's got a Costco executive membership.
My dog gets a monthly bark box.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Treats, toys, and the like.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, my wife's very into clean food, organic, blah, blah. That extends to the dog. He's got all his, I call it hippie food. Even my dog got hippie treats. So
yeah, my dog was eating some farmer's dog.
Yeah, food. That's what we get too. It's so great. Yeah. I hate when I gotta feed them. I have to. I have rules. I say I don't know if I'm on the spectrum, but I have a lot of rules, and one of those where I have to smash up his farmer's dog violates one of my rules violently. Yeah. But he's eating good. He's healthy. He's happy. So it's worth a little. What do the Gen Zs say? It's worth a little ick.
Well, what you got for a topic?
Well, hey, if we're on Gen Z, go ahead and if you want to pull my tab up, this is something I think that's exciting. I mean, it's coming in the wake of something terrible, but we've got. It seems that the Gen Z is a little Gentile curious, a little Jesus curious. They're more not as rebelling against faith. I think this was a long time coming, just with how, COVID lockdowns and stuff. It's a very dark thing for Gen Z. So I think they're looking for something to make them feel bigger. And I like actually this from the Telegraph here on Yahoo News against rebellion against nihilism. So I think that's a good thing to theme it is a lot of young people are going to church maybe for their first time, maybe returning after long lengths. And I think that's good. I'm a Christian. I'm returning after long lengths too. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's awesome. It's been a very selfish generation, very nihilist generation. And when you look at, the teachings and the Bible teachings of Christ, it's about something bigger than yourself, accepting your own imperfections and trying to walk a path of being righteous and caring for others and stuff. So to see a generation that's so into so much earthly stuff, not just social media, but they're very into rich and flex and drip and all that, all that stuff. They're very outward. So to see them kind of a good chunk of them pausing to try and look inside and work from that framework has me super excited. And it's cool to me because they're going in a lot of directions with it. So let me move to this other tab, and it's just riddled with ads. But I mean, you have even people looking, they're not just trying to go to the Chill Calvary Chapel with some worship songs, donuts and coffee and a sermon. A good chunk of them are even looking at like orthodoxy, Catholicism, where you are devoted and have to convert to those churches. So I think it's a pretty huge moment. I think it comes in the wake of the Charlie Kirk thing. So while it's sad to lose him, I mean, there's a silver lining to almost everything. And this lining, at least to me, is very, very, very silver. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I hope it's not just a social media trend. I hope it's something that the generation looks to and takes really seriously, because I think a lot of just them being locked away for COVID for a good chunk of their childhood, depending on where they lived, there's a big chunk of that generation that has some serious I don't want to say damage, that's the wrong word, but has stunted them. So I think thinking of stuff bigger than themselves, faith, family, and all that stuff, if that's going to move up the list of priorities for an entire generation that had to deal with COVID lockdowns and the crazy wokeness and just Joe Biden's presidency in general, I think it's fantastic. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm really encouraged by it. I mean, my spiritual journey, I was always like, I would say my family, not my immediate family, but the broad family would generally characterize themselves as Christians. We never went to church when I was growing up, except for a random aunt would take the kids to church maybe one Sunday, you know, on one random year. I don't know. We weren't church people. And I grew up, you know, very defiant skateboarder, punk rock, you know, hated Christians, hated them because I didn't want to be told, hey, you know what? You should probably not do that, because it's not really good for, you know, your soul, your health. You might get in trouble, you know, that kind of stuff. I didn't want to be told that. So I actually really hated Bible thumping, especially born again Christians.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in my 20s, I met a dude. We became instant friends overnight, randomly at the gym one night. And I became a born again Christian.
Yeah, you're like, great, of course.
Literally, he was the best man in my wedding. Like I said, I met this dude at a 24-hour fitness at like 11 o'clock at night. And like, usually, you know, you make friends by adjacent friend groups, or maybe a coworker or somebody you went to high school with, or you have proximity to. You develop a friendship over a little bit of time and communication. We became friends instantly, and I don't
like stepbrother style, straight up. Do you want
like,
to go?
Do you want to do karate in the garage?
Yeah, like I love that,
dude. And his happenstance, dude, would have it. I was working at like I said, a 24-hour fitness. I was working at Kinko's at the time, and so I worked the 3 to 11:30 shift, and right afterward, I would go to the gym. And I would work out. So it was like almost midnight. And I noticed this dude moving throughout the gym like he was driven, right? He was a personal trainer also. And so his philosophy was, I don't spend a lot of time in the gym. It's a waste of time. I do these things and I get out.
Yeah.
You know, So he was highly efficient. And so I had finished my workout, and apparently, as it would have it, I parked right next to him. And he was sitting in his truck, and I was pulled in this way. He was backed in, so our doors were together. And I walked up to get in my car, because I had a Honda Civic at the time. And you know, I said, "Hey, how's it going?" He goes, "Oh, pretty good. I'm kind of trying to figure some stuff out." Like, we just started talking about stuff, and it turned out he was revitalizing his business, trying to rebrand. And I was a graphic designer at the time.
Oh, well,
and I said, well, I can help you with that kind of stuff. He's like, I need a brochure. I need to make logo design. I need to do all this stuff. And turns out I'm really good at that kind of stuff. He's like, really? Like, wow, that's cool. Okay. And I'm like, how about we do this? Why don't we exchange personal? Because he thought, I'm a personal trainer. I'm like, why don't we exchange personal trainer for, some graphic design work?
Yeah, take we the set up a trade, dude.
Exactly. Keep the tax man out, you know. So we exchanged information, set up a meeting, and a few days later met. We talked about some stuff, got all the details. I went to work on, what he needed done, and then met a few other times. And then literally one day, like I was saying to myself, there's something different about this guy. He's got this. The Gen Zers call it aura.
Yeah.
He's got this.
I hate we have to use the slang, but
gosh, they're so dumb.
Yeah.
But my Gen X sensibilities just look at that, and it makes this nostril do this.
Yeah.
When I hear him talking,
little flick, little eye twitch.
Yeah, like that. But he had this aura about him, and I'm like, can I ask you a question? Like, I've met people that are happy, but there's something about you that's different. It's the weirdest conversation I've ever had with another man. And in my heart, I said, please don't say you're a born-again Christian. I literally had that thought pop into my head. And I'm like, at that time, I was not a Christian.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please don't say it. He goes, well, I mean, I happen to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And my heart fell into my shoes because this dude that I'd just met, that we were instant friends, like almost like brother, is exactly the thing that I hate. And I was like, oh, man. I'm like, well, oh, cool. Okay. I didn't say anything. I was like, oh, interesting.
Oh,
okay.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
And then we finished our meeting, and then my gears were turning in my head, and I thought to myself, well, this dude is pretty cool. He's not like anyone else I've ever met who's like a born again Bible thumping Christian. And I said, so how do you become that? He's like, well, you just have to pray to give your life to Christ. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? He's like, well, we can pray together if you want, or, you could just say this prayer. And he told me what to say. And then we finished our meeting and he left. And I was sitting there in my apartment by myself. And I just started to bawl like a baby.
Uh-huh.
It was weird. Like, I'm not a crier, dude. Like, my tear ducts are broken. Like, they're empty. Right. There's nothing there. And I sat there alone, a 24, 23, 24, something like that, year-old young man crying in my apartment by myself. And so I prayed. And I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I'm going to give this all to you. Come into my life and take over, and I'll do what I can to try to be a better person. I'm not joking. 10 minutes later, knock on my door. I go to the door. It's him. He's got a Bible in his hand.
Whoa.
He literally left, went to his church down the street to their bookstore, bought a student Bible, and came back to my apartment. And he said, I feel like you might need this.
Yeah.
And I still have it to this day.
That's awesome. You're like, where do I start? Pick one, man.
And that was my conversion. And, a lot has happened since then. My faith has been on fire back to almost zero, but I've never said I'm not a Christian or was ever.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. It's not.
Yeah.
I never looked at it as just this rubber stamped thing.
Right.
There's been times when I've been close. My relationship with God has been good. There's times when it's been terrible.
Right.
And that's the, I mean, you look in the Old Testament, same with the Israelites, man. Every time Noah's like, hey, dude, I'm just going to run to the store real quick, guys. I'll be back. Just please, no idolatry, no child sex. I'm just running to the store. So it's, I think that's natural for all of us, is for it to ebb and flow. You know, there are no good Christians, you know, like every Christian is a bad Christian. I mean, we all sin. We have that ebb and flow, you know, that journey. So I almost said the only good Christian is Christ, but he wasn't a Christian. He was a Jew, but he was without sin, and he's the only perfect one there ever was.
Well, I mean, you know, to that point, I mean, until he became a man, the law was condemning, and you would be separated from God if you didn't keep the law. And the Jews and the Pharisees were very pointed about that, and they stoned you to death if you got outside the law, if you violated what's written in Deuteronomy and Leviticus. And Christ came to be perfect, fulfill the law, and become the lamb for every person in perpetuity, to be that atonement for your sin. And
he addresses that in the Sermon on the Mount. I'm not here to deny the law, to deny the prophecies. I'm here to fulfill them. Right.
So anyone who would accept his blood as that sacrifice would be sanctified, would be presentable in front of God. So it's, I mean, this is a good thing that this revival has happened. Unfortunately, the Charlie Kirk assassination affected me on several levels, not just because it was a horrific event, which it was the most demonic and grotesque thing I've ever seen in my life.
100%.
I watched his show every day, dude.
Right.
On YouTube and Rumble. I watched it every day. I've been watching him and listening to him speak for years now. During the election, I was glued to his channel because he was working really hard to make sure Kamala didn't get elected and that Trump did. Election night, I was watching his coverage. I wouldn't say, you get these parasocial relationships with people that are online.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like I knew him. Scottish man, played Amazing Grace every single commercial break, so when that happened, it tore me up pretty hard. And then all the details, knowing that his little girl was there and that it was in front of thousands of college kids, and like it was very, very public.
That's what
and then now
was so profound about it is it hit me. It hit me spiritually. He was a Christian that was killed for his beliefs. It hit me politically because he was just a conservative that was killed for his beliefs. He's a father who was killed in front of his kids and his wife. It's like,
and a moderate.
And he wasn't, I mean, all the out of context clips that I've seen come out of people trying to create that. I didn't agree with what he said, but that crap.
Right.
And it's just like, no, watch that full clip. And I've shown a few people a few full clips and like, oh
yeah, context completely different.
They make the face too. Ugh. Yeah.
That Charlie Kirk is a POS. And I'm like, no, he's not.
Misinformed.
He's literally not.
Yeah, he said that in the first 6 seconds of the sentence. There's a paragraph after that will lay the entire foundation of why what he said wasn't as a derogatory statement.
And there's usually about 10 minutes prior to the statement too.
They just clip the little thing where he says the little thing, the little hate fact, and I can't believe he said that. Yeah, there was a whole thing before and after that puts it in a context.
Right.
And like, so yeah, with him being gone, like I said, it hit me on a spiritual level, it hit me on a political level, and just a personal level. I mean, freaking family was right there.
I hadn't been to church in about 12 years.
I still haven't been. We're going tomorrow.
The following Sunday after that event,
nope.
I needed to be in church. I needed to be in fellowship, and I needed to be fed, because I was struggling with it. And I, like I said, I didn't know him from anyone other than seeing him every day. You know what I mean? On the internet. But I wept pretty hard from that. It was rough. And seeing the vile things people were saying about him, like celebrating him getting killed, bro.
Yeah. And not some of the people I seen, they weren't like super crazy to the left, unhinged horseshoe theory lefties. There's like just straight, some of them were just regular old normie Dems.
Well, the thing that was scary to me is the amount of nurses, doctors, teachers. We already know that the teachers are pretty left, but people who your children are in their care, you're in their care. I hold every view that Charlie Kirk held. Everyone. I didn't disagree with him on anything. Obviously, some of the things he said had context, and I agree with the context and the framing. But like, I hold every view he held. So that means that this nurse that is celebrating his death, if I was ever in her care, she would be fine if I died.
Right. If you came in wearing a freedom shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And who's to say that person would follow the I don't know that nurses do the Hippocratic Oath. I'm not up with it, but
they do.
Imagine they do. It's a pretty serious practice. So like to think of that, I mean, with the hurricanes in the Carolinas, you remember hearing the FEMA director skip the ones with Trump signs. but imagine that in an emergency room, dude.
Right.
It's disgusting.
Well, it's similar to what Jimmy Kimmel said during COVID. He was like, it's easy to determine who gets the hospital bed. You know, oh, you're vaccinated? Right this way. Oh, you're not vaccinated? Good luck, Wheezy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot about the people in our life, online celebrities, if you want to call them that, public figures, since COVID and all the way up until today. We got demons in our midst all over the place.
What freaked me out about the reaction to his death, I mean, like I said, there's the positives. It probably pushed a lot of people more if they were left, it may have pushed them to the center. If they were center, it may have pushed them to the right. And then it's also the spiritual angle. More people are going to church and all that stuff. But what freaks me out about it is I have normie Dem friends. Mm-hmm. And what freaked me out about learning that some of them were okay with what happened because they didn't like what he said. It's like, so do I have friends that I've known for a big part of my life that would create a permission structure if I was murdered? Because I hold a lot of those same views. That's what freaked me out. So I used to look at this, and maybe I was being naive. We just have a disagreement. We just disagree. It's okay. That was the whole point of the experiment. We've been doing that for coming up on 250 years, but it's to the point where it's like, are we that far gone to where we are existential threats to one another? Because that is wild to me. I have a ton of super educated friends, lawyers, professors, and I love them to death. And we just, we disagree on stuff. But I'm wondering on their end, I've never straight up asked them, and maybe I need to. Hey, I believe I'm a free speech absolutist. I'm Second Amendment. I'm a Christian. If I died, you good with that? You can be all right with that? Because you didn't think what I believed matched up to what you believe? Because I don't. I don't.
Right.
If they died and were murdered for their beliefs, I would lose my mind. And that's like a thing is like, I've always got this kind of like the heebie-jeebies of like, you're welcome at my house. You could come to my table anytime and break bread with me and my family. I don't care what you believe. You're always welcome.
You're a fascist, dude.
I don't think I'm welcome at their table, dude.
Right.
Yeah, and that's fascism. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's fascism if there's more than one viewpoint.
Yeah, calling Charlie Kirk a fascist is amazing to me. That the dude who would literally stand up a microphone and say, "Come talk with me," is the fascist because you don't like his beliefs. You know, usually fascists don't have a debate with you. No. They literally either intern you, throw you away in a dungeon, or just kill you.
Yeah,
well, they don't debate you.
We were talking about this off air last week when we were talking about getting the band back together, getting the show up and running again. I think it's weird, and I don't know whose fault it is. It's got to be the education system. So America is a fascist nation in some of these people's minds. Not, and they don't say we're a fascist country, even though we have free speech and the right to bear arms. They say we're a fascist because we have free speech and the right to bear arms. Like, do you understand how antithetical what you just said is to the concept of fascism?
I don't think you know what that word means.
You keep saying that word. I don't think you know what it means.
Right. Yeah. No. The you brought up postmodernist or nihilists.
Yeah.
The postmodernist, nihilist, Marxist people in our midst are the ones that we need to watch out for. Again, I guess they can hold those views, but we got to defeat their ideas with better ideas. Otherwise the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah. And we've got some extreme wings in both sides of the party. It used to be, my election, I lost, I didn't win. Ah, dang it. And now it's people screaming in the streets or
smashing stuff, burning stuff down.
Capitol riots that happen to have a lot of plainclothes federal officers nearby.
No, there was like 20 guys, dude, and they were just monitoring. Oh no, it was 270 guys. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, so that was like one FBI embed per 10 crowd members, maybe?
Right. And that is the strangest riot I've ever seen. Most riots, I thought you like burn cities down, but apparently a riot is just getting a guided tour of the U.S. Capitol building and doing some kind of trolley photos, you know.
What's funny is I was really tuned into that day, watching a lot of live streams, a lot of video of it in real time. And there were many people that were there that were like, hey, that guy's an Antifa member. He's wearing a Trump shirt.
Yep.
There's video I've seen. I actually downloaded a lot of these clips. I have an archive of them. There's video of a group of Antifa members who had they were tearing open plastic bags, taking shirts out, unfurling them and putting them on, Trump shirts, and like mingling with the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a guy who was a known Antifa member, I think from your neck of the woods. This black dude, his name was Johnny something, not Johnny Somali, but John something. He was like in close proximity to Ashley Babbitt when she got shot. Like he literally was recording. And then you also see some people in black bloc inside the Capitol turn and go down a little stair thing. And like, you can see them put on some like Trump shirts and then come back up the stairs right at the front line. Like there was a lot of,
well, none of what you're saying is true because we had a commission on it and none of this happened, you know.
I have video of it.
We have none of this happened. The commission said it didn't happen. The 9/11 commission said it didn't happen. The Warren commission said it didn't happen.
Right. The video of the Capitol Police that were there moving the barricades and waving people in, that didn't happen. The magnetically sealed doors that are 6 inches thick that are only able to be opened from the inside were opened, and then video of cops waving people into the Capitol building. Now that didn't happen either. It's a lie. The revelation that 10,000 National Guard troops were requested, and the person in charge of security is the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi,
dude.
And also the mayor of DC, Muriel Bowser. She said no, thank you, and what do you call it? Nancy Pelosi said no, thank you. Mark Milley, no, thank you. Right. So interesting.
Well, going forward, I'm hoping we see some consequence for stuff like this. I mean,
right.
Comey's been indicted and Letitia James has been indicted, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in Pam Bondi to keep this rig running and get some convictions out of this. So,
hey, what's up, Chuck? Yeah, this is a random stream. This is where we used to do a show 10 years ago, and we're trying to revamp that and rekindle it. So this is the first show
back together, brother.
That's right.
So like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll be in on the ground floor, bro. You'll be in on the ground floor. You could get all hipster. I watched Dadstorm before it was cool.
That's right. So like Letitia James, they're saying it's political retribution. She tried to prosecute, actually secured a conviction on some fake stuff where there was no victim. Both parties said that the money was borrowed, money was returned. They would do business with him again in the future. They were glad to have him as a client, everything. But yet she intervened because her platform was get me elected as Attorney General and I will go after Trump.
Yep.
And she did. And they had a corrupt judge.
People that are upset about this are the same people that were upset about people losing their jobs for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death on social media. And I'm going back to the same thing. Well, this is cancel culture. And there's people on the right will say, no, it's not actually. I'm over here like, yeah, it is. We're doing what you do. We're doing what you do. When you do that, you say, this is the world I want. We're just giving you what you want.
But it's ironic that
you guys wanted lawfare.
Right.
Hey, here you go. You guys wanted people losing their livelihoods over social media posts. Okay, here you go. Just give them what they want. Just give them what they want. She got indicted
for the same thing she prosecuted Trump for, only she did it. It's real. But to your point, the difference between the way the left does cancel culture and the way the right does cancel culture is the left will try to go back 10, 15 years and unearth social media stuff that maybe out of context.
We're better at their own thing than they are. We don't have to go back 10
more
years.
palatable.
We can go back 10 minutes.
Right.
So you even suck at that. You can't meme, you can't lawfare, and you can't cancel. You suck.
Well, and the things that they tried to cancel people for were literally mild, tepid, like off-color jokes,
edgy jokes, edgy jokes.
Celebrating the assassination of someone you disagree with glee is way different. Now, I mean, it's self-serving to say that, but at the same time, like those things are not the same.
They're not. And I would love to live in a world where I could see someone celebrate that and go, well, freedom of speech, that's fine. And I believe in freedom of speech. But their point with cancel culture when they were doing it is we would be like, dude, freedom of speech. Well, it only says the government can't intervene. Fair enough. And here we are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like if
give them what they want. This is what they want. Give it to them.
You're in the middle of a corporate board meeting and you share your opinion and it's unpalatable, you could get fired for that.
Correct. That is a private business. That is private business. And that was the point they made. Like, I remember do you remember back in the day, the Chick-fil-A thing?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, they donated to a anti-gay mayor or whatever. And there was a big boycott, and the right was going, well, it's just their freedom of speech. And they said the same freaking thing. Well, no, we're not. The government's not doing it. They're a private business, yada, yada, yada. So that's
Chick-fil-A is a Christian organization. They're not even open on Sunday.
I get something in my body. Something in my body. The only day I craved Chick-fil-A is on freaking Sunday, man.
Right.
So, but
just so happens,
even way back then, and that was when the right was supporting it and the left was boycotting it, and everyone was saying freedom of speech. People on the left were like, well, no, we don't think the government should do it, and that's fine. But it's funny when the shoe's on the other foot, they're like, oh, the right hates freedom of speech. They're getting people fired for Charlie Kirk celebration posts. Just give them what they want. This is what you wanted, so here's what you wanted. But it's going to be done better, as it always is. You had to try to get James Gunn out of the picture by pulling up a 12-year-old tweet. We could get one of your guys out of the picture with the freaking 8-minute-old TikTok.
Exactly.
So we ain't even digging stuff up. It's right there in the feed, dude. I don't got to scroll back that far to find that video.
So right. And it's not out of context. It's not like an off-color racial joke that, everybody laughed at back then.
Right.
This is literally vile.
Right.
Like,
vile.
Yeah. Vile.
Yeah.
Demonic in some cases.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, to put a button on your topic here, revival is a good thing. I'm really glad it's happening. And I'm really glad that my faith has been strengthened by it. God bless Charlie Kirk for where he's at right now. I pray that he's right next to God, right next to Jesus, like in his embrace, enjoying the afterlife and looking down on us and smiling at the energy it released.
Yeah.
So
I believe that too.
Yeah.
So I just lost an uncle, so he's probably hanging out with my uncle partying because my uncle was a fan. So
yeah.
They're just hanging out.
Well, next topic is the economy. We had a pretty wild event last night. Crypto dropped like 25% in a moment. Yeah.
That's them's the crypto game. That's what scared me about it. That's what scared me away from it. I bought some, woke up the next morning like I just lost a couple. Whoop. Okay. Yeah. That's too volatile for me. That's the thing.
The whole economy
no trading day on crypto. There's no trading day. It's always going. So
yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Oof. That was last night.
Is that Hassan Piker's Twitch numbers, right? Is that what that is right there?
Should be.
Is that a dog lover graph? Is that what you're showing me? People who like dogs?
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. But I didn't see, to Chuck's point, by the dip, I didn't see the dip until it had already undipped a little bit. Otherwise, the
chip was already removed and had the stuff on it. I was about to write it.
Exactly. So, but apparently part of it was due to new tariff news. Supposedly there's going to be the tariff's going to get increased to 100% on China, which wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's in response to some other stuff. So I'm just going to let him cook, bro. I'm not going to freak out about it.
It's hard not to, with all the ups and downs and all the stuff with the tariff system. But you have one thing I always looked at is like the system we've had has been in place for a long time. So just like someone who's addicted to drugs, when they are going to get clean and do something else, there's a detoxification process.
Right.
The crappy part of this is it's going to detox people's portfolios. So it's going to be there's going to be some pain. When you haven't been to the gym in a long time like me, when I finally go and rip my sets the next day, I ain't going to be able to walk. So I look at it as like that. There's a radical shift in how we're doing just what we want out of the economy. And if all this soreness leads to America having a financial six-pack in the form of not being $37 trillion in debt, I think the juice is worth the squeeze. So
we ain't never paying that, dude.
No shot.
No shot.
No shot.
Saying no shot.
No shot.
But I mean, maybe we'll make a dent in it, because
sounds good to me.
I heard there's something that's not working right now. Is like there's something shut down.
So on the shutdown, dude, and I know I have friends that are furloughed, but the thing that cracked me up is the Democrats. That was their big do it or we're gonna. And they're like, you got to do this or we'll let the government shut down. People on the right are like, we hate the government.
Right.
That's fine. Like I don't know if you've ever seen the meme from Breaking Bad where Skyler walks up to Jesse, do not sell marijuana to my husband. And he's just like, okay. It's like the same energy to me. So don't do it or we'll shut down the government. We'll turn off the IRS. Oh, no, not that. Don't turn off the IRS. So
yeah.
But no,
honestly, dude,
back to the economy thing. That's my whole point with it. Is it's going to be weird for a bit. It's not going to be business as usual, because it's a totally different program we're on. And yeah, when you go to the gym and you're fat, you get sore.
Well, we both come from it from the libertarian angle, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect me literally at all. Yeah. I mean, my son's not being paid while he's in the military, but I mean, it is retroactive. They're just not going to not get paid. But you know, I asked him, do you need anything? Do you need any cash? You need any food? You need anything? He's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, he's not going to walk into the mess in the back. Sorry, we don't have any food to give you. You know.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, like, to your point earlier, a minute ago, Trump got everything he needed for the big, beautiful bill. He doesn't need any funding. He doesn't need to negotiate. No. He got everything he needed for the whole fiscal year.
So a clean CR, that's fine. That'll work. We don't need anything. Just do
which, CR. Can I just say, gives me the ick to say that, because it's not a budget. A continuing resolution is their little weasel words that they use to get around their responsibilities of passing a budget. So disgusting. Both parties are just garbage.
I think the Democrats walked right into it, and I think it was. I think it was a good move. That whole system, whether you like it or not, the Republicans just gave them the rope-a-dope, dude, and they walked right into it and get to own this shutdown. And it's funny because they don't like government shutdowns. I like government. I don't. The less they do, the better for me. So saying you're gonna close the government doesn't really. Oh no! I mean, I'm a freaking truck driver. Oh no! What if the DOT can't function for a bit? You know,
right?
Here, dude. So
yeah,
I think it was good. They just kind of set them up and let them walk right in it, and now they're just doing the sarcasm. Whatever's dude, clever.
Honestly, you see Dollar Store Obama get out there and like he points his finger. This is the Republicans' fault for shutting the government down.
Mm-hmm. When you order Obama from Temu,
Hakeem the Dream. Sorry, brother, but you're wrong. You're a liar, and you know, I mean, I think Obama sat down when he peed and he stands up when he pees, but I think that's the only difference, really.
That's it.
Yeah. Bad look for those guys.
I think so. I don't know. We talked about off air too, that whole steel trap. A good portion of people, one nugget of info hits and the door's closed, and new info will not change that initial nugget. So some people on the left are gonna get the nugget that the Republicans shut the government down, and that's the nugget they're going to keep, and they're going to, they may take that nugget with them to the poll, to the voting booth in the midterms. I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think a lot of people like not just what Trump's doing, what the whole party's doing. It seems, for the most part, unified. You've got your masses, you've got your outliers, but everybody seems to kind of be going, yeah, this is, I always laugh. I'll see social media posts. They'll post a video of a freaking TDA guy getting deported. And I don't know if they don't know he's TDA. Just, it's a video of a nice guy carrying a Hispanic looking person into a van to be deported. This is what you voted for. And then it turns out the guy's murdered 13 people in Venezuela. And this is what you voted for. Are you happy? Yeah, I am. This is what I voted for. So the tricks, they don't work. They don't work.
Pretty ruthless, waiting in the lobby of an immigration court to snatch people up who just got done with their court date that they probably blew through 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Just to get deported. I mean, bro,
well, they're not all criminals under the letter of the law. They are. So
they're trying to do that narrative where it's like, oh, well, no, coming into the country illegally is just a misdemeanor. No, it is a federal felony
crime, and it's a
felony
federal crime. So if it sucks, and I do hate to see that. I don't want to see just honest good work, but so come into the port of entry,
right,
and come in that way. You can't, like, we have to have laws. We can't just. I mean, it's a national sovereignty. It's a national security issue. It's that is fine. And so, yeah, it does suck. Like, they got just some farm workers or whatever, but we gotta shut the spigot off for a while. You have to follow the freaking law.
Yeah.
I was a very rambunctious young adult, very rambunctious, like a lot of court cases, a lot of crap on my background check. And because of all the dumb things I did and all the things on my background check, I couldn't even make a decent living because I had to deal with the consequences of my actions for a long time. So I broke the law. I got caught. I did my debt to society and all that crap. And now here I am, and I'm doing good, and I'm out of trouble and all that. But so even as someone who's not even part of the immigration question, as someone of an enforcement of law question, no, dude, no. If I affected my whole well-being because I used to really like smoking pot and didn't care if I got caught, and that affected my life, took 10 years away from like my prime earning years where I had trouble finding a decent, stable work environment. If just that did that to me, everybody's got to follow the law. That is not fair. I didn't break any federal crimes. So it's to me, it's national security. We have to have a border. It needs to be secured. There's some people out there that don't like America.
Right.
And a national sovereignty thing. What's the point of a nation if we can't declare, no, this is our border, and we decide whether you're allowed in or out?
Well, plus there's a period of time. There's a period of time that you need to let people who have come here to settle in and assimilate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
This is something that Tucker Carlson has said quite a lot, and I agree with completely. He
has the best laugh in the business.
It's kind of infectious.
Point that out. I have to point that out. If there was a podcast of just him laughing for 2 hours, I'd listen to it every time it popped on my Spotify.
I mean, it damn near is his show, though.
I just love it.
But the idea is that every nation, every country has some unifying principles that make them a cohesive nation, right? Typically, it's surrounded by language. Sometimes it's race and skin color. Sometimes it's a shared, like, long-standing, 1,000-year-long history back into the ether, with architecture, with artwork, with all these things that give you a culture in a locality, right? And the libertarian argument is everyone should be able to go anywhere they want on the planet. Like, no one owns any scrap of dirt. Well, yeah, but it's actually not really true,
right?
Because whenever you have social safety nets, and you have these social welfare programs that can be literally overwhelmed and demolished.
I will state that I am for. I am libertarian, but I'm not that far libertarian. I do believe we should have a safety net. But when
to some degree,
a safety net, it has to be protected. It has to be guarded. It can't be taken advantage of. So, I mean, even Bernie Sanders said that years ago. He was for closing the border, because if you want to, even on that side, if you want to create your democratic socialist utopia, it has to be monitored. It has to be controlled. You can't just let everybody do everything wild. It has to be ordered.
Well, listen to any one of Bill Clinton's speeches from the 90s. They would call him an alt-right fascist.
Oh, yeah, dude. He would be on Gavin McInnes's show tonight if he was still coherent.
It's unbelievable how far the Overton window has shifted towards what right and left is, or what palatable views each side holds. But, you know, as far as immigration is concerned, we need to make sure people come here and they learn what it is to be an American. And bring your food, bring your dance and your music or whatever.
Bring all of it.
But become an American.
Yeah.
One of our big problems is we don't have a national language codified into law. That was not put into the Constitution, which I've got some qualms and some beefs with the founders on certain things that they did and didn't do.
Commie. You heard it here. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
You're a commie. I heard what you said.
No, I wish they would have spoken more plain language about the Second Amendment. Taking the comma out of there and just
some of the language was it's so elegant, but sometimes it's like, oh, it'd be so much easier if you weren't elegant, right?
Yeah, if you just said, hey,
lay it down, bro.
The common man should be armed just as much as the military to defeat any standing army. And so that in case of in the situation where the government becomes tyrannical, the common man can band together with their neighbors and fend off a tyrannical state. Like they should have said that much more explicitly.
Absolutely. You know? Then you don't get no, it's for hunting people. No, it's not. It says it right
meanwhile, whenever you look at the Federalist Papers where they talked about like, hey, we just fought off a king, and the common man should be ready at any time to form a militia to fend off any invading state or a tyrannical state. They talked about that stuff explicitly in the Federalist Papers. But because it's not part of the Constitution, doesn't matter. Okay.
Well, you have to look at intent.
Exactly. So there's that. As far as I'm concerned, though, Trump isn't doing everything that I like.
No.
There are things that I wish he would do much more forcefully. But then there are other things that, he needs to pump the brakes on. But look, you're running the biggest country. Bro.
Those are two words I can use to trigger you whenever I want. I enjoy this a lot. It triggers myself too. I'm in agreement, but she was not the dub we thought she was.
No, neither was Cash, man.
I know.
I'm a little sad about that. He talked a lot of mess on his way in that ended up being nowhere near the truth. Yeah. So,
anyway. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be. I'm fine with that. Doesn't need to be. So, I'm not a psychophant. When I see good, I say good. When I see bad, I say bad.
Dude, all I can say is the JD Vance memes of that big fat dude with the curly mop on his head. Dude, AI is going hard. There was one where he was doing the slap contest, and he was slapping this like dummy or whatever, and he looks at the camera and goes, "They're gonna tell me poison, thank you." It's so good, dude. It's
best
so
time to
good.
Be alive. Best time to be alive.
If for Halloween he doesn't dress up as that meme, big miss.
Oh, big miss.
He retweets that stuff all the time. It's funny. People on the left are trying to learn how to meme, and they made that meme of him, and he literally loves it.
And now it's our
retweets
meme.
it. Now it's our meme. We've assimilated your meme, comrade.
All your meme belong to us.
That's right. That's deep cut right there.
From each according to his ability, to each according to his meme.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Make memes of them until they cry, and then make memes of them crying.
Uh-huh.
I think Sun Tzu said that in The Art of War.
I'm pretty sure it's like page 7.
Yeah. Well, you have another topic?
No, I was very busy this week and thus very unprepared, as you noted by us starting about an hour late. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
well, we'll try to get that in order so that we can.
That's the plan. This is kind of rough and tumble as we get going. I mean, I bought my cool green screen. I was so hyped to get it, and I didn't even get time to set it up. So
that's it. This is what the show is all about.
Yeah,
it's all about dad stuff. It's all about time. It's all about time going by, responsibilities.
Yeah, that's the downfall of that's like one of the catch-22s of the dadness is like, okay, my kids are getting older and they need me less. Okay, now I can earn more, so I can work more. Oh wait, crap, that was time too. It's just, it never ends, bro.
Exactly. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the very last topic before we get out of here. We're trying to keep this to an hour. We're at an hour and 25 right now.
We failed miserably on that.
Failed miserably. And when we get riffing, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But possible peace.
Clock on my business.
Possible peace deal in Israel Palestine.
Yeah. Please
Wild.
Work. Please work. Please freaking work.
God, we need to be out of that mess, dude.
We do. We need to. But it's that one is tough because my Christianness and my politicalness butt heads on that sometimes.
This is the main problem as a Christian is that a Bible believing Christian is to support the people of Israel.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the government of Israel. And they use that. I say they. It sounds so bad to say they. It is used. Yeah, yeah. You had Charlie. Now you get Nick.
Okay, we're moving to Rumble. Yeah,
congrats.
We got to move to Rumble for this one, buddy.
No, but like, it's funny. You are white until you're not, and you're part of the tribe until you don't need to be, and then you are again when you need to be, and then you're not, and then you are, and then you're not. And if anybody says anything in opposition to your views, you're an anti-Semi.
Yeah, and it's the levers. I don't like the freaking levers. I'm a Christian. I want to do a Holy Land pilgrimage one day.
Yeah.
So I want everything over there to be safe.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
That
I want
that conflicts with, okay, so am I okay with BB just doing all that BB stuff?
No,
I'm not.
No. Very interesting. To just kind of touch on the Charlie Kirk thing, his recent, well, not recent, but like accumulating video clips of him saying like, hey, like this is kind of wild. And you're losing the youth the way you're acting, and your support amongst young people is you're going to have a tough time in the next 20 years when these guys become adults.
Even conservative young people, because he's still got like the idea that conservatism is still on the kind of the neocon stuff from back in the day, and it's not. It's shifted completely away from that. So new conservatives are perfectly fine being critical of the state of Israel. Maybe not the people, if they're conservative and part of that comes from a Christian or a religious side, maybe whatever. But I mean, some people, I know it's crazy to say, there are atheist conservatives that don't give a crap, and they look at it purely as a foreign policy issue. And when you take that lens, it is a huge issue. Right.
Yeah. And you don't have the place in your heart for that part of the world, because if
it's just a place,
it's not a place where your God was born.
Right. It's right. So for us, it's a holy place. For some people, it's just like, and they may want peace just because, like, dude, Tel Aviv looks popping. I want to check it out. So but I feel like back in the day, like in the neoconservative age, if you mentioned an atheist conservative, no shot, dude.
those don't exist.
They're over there. So like I said, there's some people even on the conservative right that look at it purely through a lens of foreign policy, and they're not going to be on Israel's side. Why are we sending them the money? Why are they doing this? Chill the F out.
Right.
So for me, I would love to go visit that I want to go visit there. I want to do a pilgrimage and go see all those holy sites that are part of my faith, and it needs to be safe. The libertarian side of me says, okay, it needs to stop because apparently we just can't tell them no and just keep sending them money and keep following their jets into Iran. We shouldn't be following anybody, dude.
Well, you said something last week when we were talking about getting the show back together. You said when I was growing up, it was my grandparents' tax dollars being fought by my parents' tax dollars. Now my tax dollars are fighting my parents' tax dollars, and then now my children's tax dollars are going to be fighting my tax dollars.
Yep. So in the 80s, my parents, the Reaganites, were arming the Mujahideen, and then here comes the GWAT, and now I'm blowing up the Mujahideen, so I'm blowing up my parents' tax dollars. And then we left all the stuff in Afghanistan that's, I'm sure, going to matriculate to other parts in the region, some of that gear, some of that whatever. And then so if anything ever pops off again, now my kids are on the cusp of adulthood and being full-blown, taxpayers. So they're going to be blowing up my tax dollars. So we got to get your stream deck going so we could play the Circle of Life song from the freaking Lion King, dude.
You ever see the Iron Dome, the missiles like flying over from like Gaza into Israel, and it's like my tax dollars, and it's like somehow also my tax dollars with the Iron Dome rockets taking them out.
Turn it off, man. That's like, so this peace deal, I'm hopeful that it's going to bring some kind of immediate relief, but I'm cynical, and I'm aware of our history. It may just be a band-aid. It may be the symptom, but maybe not the end of the sickness.
I will say hopefully. the story that came out about I guess the vibe that came out about Trump saying directly to Netanyahu, why you gotta be so negative all the time? When they were negotiating this peace thing, I guess the Israelis tried to embed a poison pill into the details, and
of course.
It ended up being accepted, and they're like, and Trump was like, good, take it, we're going.
Yep.
And then Netanyahu was like, wait a minute, hold on, why gotta be so negative all the time? Let's take the deal. Let's go right now. We're going.
Let's go.
And then the peace prize gets given to the lady from Venezuela, and she goes, you know what? I dedicate this to Donald Trump.
Oh, it's so funny.
Trump dude. W there.
Just racking them up, dude. I love it. So yeah. So I guess to close out the peace deal thing, we got 2 days. It went in effect Friday, so the hostages got to be out by Monday.
Yeah,
but we'll see, because don't take all this slight criticism of Israel as to say, Hamas always totally does what they say. So we may be right back in the thick of it on Monday, because then we're bringing all the hostages and drop off 20 bodies.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to bring all the remains that they have as well.
Well, we'll see, because they're
the thing that I'm most afraid about with this whole situation is once they give up all those hostages and all the remains and all that, they have zero leverage.
Yeah.
Israel could just go right back to it.
They could
just like finish off because dude, people are flooding back in. Like the refugees are coming back into the rubble. Like there's nothing there.
Heartbreaking, dude. Yay, we're home. It's heartbreaking. So I hope this I hope it brings permanent reprieve, but I don't think it will. But even some temporary reprieve for this just peace in the freaking Middle East, dude.
Yeah.
So
that's my prayer as well.
Yeah. So let's get it. Let's be optimistic about it. So we'll know this week. the terms are set and it's going. So I think it was 72 hours. I think it started Friday. Like I said, I've been so busy, I haven't been able to keep up on much this week.
Yeah.
So we'll know this
week. We'll see how that
least,
unfolds.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll get some deets and see if it's a thing, and I hope it is.
Well, do you have anything else on your docket you wanted to put out there?
That's it.
Same with me.
On the docket for the show's good. I get to go get an emissions check on 2 vehicles because somehow the spot I live in, I got to smog my car more than I did when I lived in Southern California, which is wild to me. But yeah, so now we're off to do some choring and some shopping. First time back in church in a long time tomorrow, and I realized the only clothes I have are my Sunday worst. So I'm gonna go pick up a nice shirt, maybe a pair of pants, look a little presentable, get all this trimmed up and dealt with because I'm looking a little bummy. I'm interested in orthodoxy, but I haven't converted yet, so I should probably trim it up a little bit.
I go to Calvary Chapel. I'm that California Christian.
Oh yeah, I grew up down there. It was in a high school auditorium in Seal Beach, and then they got the land to do Pacific Coast. So we found a Calvary Chapel out here. There's a few, so we're gonna check out one, and if the guy reads 3 verses and then just talks about his life for the hour, we'll go check out the other one next week.
Yeah. Well, it's good to kind of weave, like Absolutely. Trump says, do the weave. You know what I mean?
Or check them all out, find the one.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very interested. I've gotten really interested in Orthodox Christianity just because reorienting to my faith, huge, and then history nerd, huge. So Orthodoxy is like, yo, but it is.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. So
just remember, only the penitent man will pass.
That's right. So now we're gonna check out Calvary Chapel, and I made a good joke. My wife, I was showing her the Orthodoxy, and she's like, "I'm out. I just like my worship songs and my sermon." And I was like, "Oh, Orthodox has worship music too," and put on the Eole. She's like, "I'm out, dude." So,
yeah, she wants coffee and donuts and stand there and sway for a little while.
No, Sola Scriptura works very well. So no qualms either way. So we're gonna check that out, and that's that. So. Yeah, on the docket for today is just more dad stuff. Smog check my daughter's car and go get some clothes because the only thing I got is my Sunday worst.
Well, for me, rest of the day is going to be lunch and games.
Nice.
And hanging out. So,
I'll be
I guess that's the show
tonight. So, yeah, that's a good first episode back. We only ran over by 37 minutes, but I was 37 minutes late, so we'll call it a wash.
Yeah. Yeah, it came out it's like that stack of change you see in the dryer that was rattling around that you didn't realize, right at the lint trap in the dryer, I got a couple
sweet
quarters, nickels, and dimes.
That's right.
Yeah. Comes out in the wash.
Yeah, it comes out in the wash, man.
Well, thank you everybody for attending.
Yep.
And
thanks everybody. Saturdays, 10 a.m. What would be 9 a.m. Pacific
9 PST.
Time. Yep, 9 PST. So subscribe, check us out over on Twitter. You started the Twitter yet?
Yeah.
Check us out over on X, and TikTok's coming soon. So give me a bit, and we'll be over there too.
Yeah, I'm the guy who posts on X. He's gonna be the guy who posts on TikTok because he's
younger
into that sort of thing.
Just say it. He's younger. He's hipper. He's cooler.
Yeah, he's a little younger
and cuter.
Couple years. I mean, I'm gonna be 50.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Chuck? What am I gonna play? World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Some WoWcraft.
That's right.
He really is old. He wasn't kidding. He still plays WoW.
Oh my god. Well, thanks for coming out, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back next week. No outro because we're not prepared.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
That's all good.
See ya.
Later.